It's all about social media. It always will be. Right now, there's so much going on. We're going to be talking about organic growth, organic social media, networking, and we're here with Ed Maloney, mortgage lender, 21 years experience, and he is out there. Let's learn.
Good
Welcome, Ed.
afternoon, Joe. Thanks for having me. How you been?
Great, great. Hey, it's great to have you on the show. Been following you, friend of yours, for quite a few years now. Known each other, and very excited about you being here and sharing your story. I love your social media. It is, I never know what I'm going to get, and it's almost always entertaining. You keep it fresh. Give us an idea of your methodology and your plan, if there is one on this. Tell us about it.
So there's a few parts. First of all, you've got to be known. If you're not known, you could be the greatest mortgage person or realtor in the world. If nobody knows you, it doesn't matter. So I started many years ago on LinkedIn. Why? Because when I got in the business 21 years ago, there was no Facebook or Google
That's
or
right.
even Zillow for that matter. So I was posting on LinkedIn to business people, just information. My first career was 12 years accounting, CFO work, in the mortgage industry, 21 years. And that's the first thing is that. Number two, I see a lot of realtors, a lot of mortgage people, a lot of financial advisors only talk about their business. Oh my goodness. People do not want to hear about your business all the time. So you've got to be amiable. You got to be likable. And I'm an avid fisherman. I type 2 diabetic. I like my cigars. So one day, all of a sudden, I was working. We have 3 horses in our yard. They're my wife's horses. And at Christmas time, I got waiters. One of my buddies goes, "You're a farmer, right?" Next thing you know, that evolved. Where did it evolve to? On Facebook and Instagram mainly. And what it evolved to was I would actually do videos talking to my horses with my farmer hat on, smoking a cigar and drinking a low carb beer. I might talk about mortgage 101 and it'd be really quick on credit or debt to income or whatever. And then I talk about my cigar. Or I talk about my beer. My internal marketing group says right out that I do everything that they would recommend nobody to do.
Yeah.
I have 8 posts in a day. Why? Because I'm ADHD, baby. I just do the night commercial from Michael Jordan, just do it. And her, Tiffany and Bertini are their names that head our marketing group. And they said, "Ed, if you're getting 2 to 5% of the people that are in your total to look, it's great. I'm getting 10 to 20%.
Wow.
So this evolved to a Farmer Ed Yeti. What's a Farmer Ed Yeti? We had a friend make a stick figure that's a Farmer Ed holding a pitchfork for farming and a fish in the other. We put him on a Yeti. I do these, I think, insane contests where I put them out. I never have less than 110 entries. Never. The most I've had is 420 entries. So it could be how many jelly beans are in a bowl. It could be do I like chocolate cake or does my wife like chocolate cake? It is the craziest stuff out there. Or it could be how many times have I been on my fishing boat? And literally, people will, and then I will say I'm doing the contest. Then I'll put it up. I'll usually do it for 2 to 3 days tops. Then I do a video of picking the name of who won, and I have gotten more attention. Now, some of it's people like, "That's stupid, blah, 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 blah." Tell me how it's helped your business. Number one, what do we start with? People got to know you.
Yeah.
You got to be likable. Then I'm dropping in that I'm number 7 in New England on relevance on Zillow reviews. I don't pay Zillow a penny. I don't like Zillow, but a lot of my clients have done reviews there. So people see me. They go, "Wow, he's a little edgy. He's fun. I'm going to enter this crazy contest." I had someone offer me $500 for a Farmer Ed Yeti. I said no, because the whole idea is the contest. The whole idea is it is something different. "Ed, do you think this is really cool?" "No, I think it's crazy, but it works." I have been at events. You remember when you were in Cape, the Back to Business Bash by Cape Cod Young Professionals. 900 people usually there, and it's at a mini airport in Cape Cod. Last year, I had 10 people come up. I wasn't wearing my Farmer Ed hat or anything. "Hey, Farmer Ed, how are you?"
That's great.
I had a realtor say to a broker owner, "I need you to meet Ed. He's the guy that did that other deal when we were on listing side." And I said, "We should go with Farmer Ed. Do you know Farmer Ed?" She said, "Oh, I follow him on Facebook." So does social media work? Yes. Should there be a set plan? Maybe, but I think we all overanalyze and we worry and we got to be perfect. Does my company come out and do some professional videos? Yes. We've had realtors out to do video sessions. Most of the stuff you're going to see from me is me at the seat of my pants. Today, I was at a breakfast place in Hyannis and leaving said, this is the breakfast place to come to. And if you are thinking about buying, stop the fear. Went on. It was crazy. Last night, I did one with a big witch. We're at my kid's house, who's 24, who bought his first home on Cape Cod. And I'm talking to the witch saying, with time and a plan, anyone can get a mortgage. That had 400 views. 400 views. The dumbest thing in the world. But it gets people to look at you. If they're looking at you, then you can show them you're a real person. And then you've got to prove, can't just be fun and games. You got to prove that you know what you're doing. So what do? We'll then post testimonials that marketing will do. I'm not being cocky, but came from the accounting world. I'm not a flashy sales guy. This is about as dressed up as I get. I get reviews. I think we have 160 on Google, 260 on Zillow, wow. And I have 120 on LinkedIn, and most of those are 15 years old. So please, if you're doing social media, make it fun, but also make yourself credible. Hope I didn't blow you over my energy, my friend.
Yeah, that was fantastic. So thank you for all that. What do you actually plan any of this, or do you just do it off the top of your head when you feel like it?
So I am probably posting in a given day 2 to 3 posts. It might be just me and the fish I caught. It might be the horses because we have a mini horse. Everybody thinks it's cute. Every day there's 1 or 2 posts. The farmer ed stuff is more planned. Every 3 to 6 weeks I'm doing one. Is it set and scheduled? No. It's kind of, I find that it's a rainy day. I'm going to get more attention. I look at my family and go, what should be the contest? They go, Dad, you're annoying. And then I try to figure something out. Or I post a week before saying, guys, Facebook friends, what's some good ideas for contests? Again, it gets people interactive. And before I do the contest, say, anybody interested in a contest? People go, yeah. And then I might have some formal posts that me and a farmer had talk about contests that the corporate did for me 3 years ago. I might throw that out to drip, and then boom, I hit with the contest. Usually the first 2 hours, it really takes.
That's amazing. And you just fell into this.
Yeah, I will tell you, the first video I did was 5 years ago, maybe 6. I'm standing on my stairs. I'm shaking. I'm doing the video, and it's about why to do videos. And I have no problem. She watches this. God bless her. Sarah Rock says right under the video, great job, Ed. All I see is the hair up your nose. I was frightened. I didn't know. There was no farmer. This is a dude just a former accountant trying to do video. And I had a choice. Take it down, laugh, call Sarah, say bad words, or thank Sarah. And I thank Sarah every time I see her. I'm actually one of the few mortgage people that have been through Keller Williams Bold class. So when I see her there, I've done it twice, did 5 years ago and a year ago. And when I see her, I thank her. And so it grew from there. Am I a natural of, no, I just I'm at a stage of life where I'm 52 years old. So my clients are coming from people my age, their kids, their colleagues, their coworkers. When I was 30, all my friends knew I was a mortgage person. At 40, in the later 40s or 50s, your friends aren't buying as many houses. You've got to change it up. Yeah. And LinkedIn's another place. Make your LinkedIn human. Everybody's just posting. I do a lot about polls, about the economy, this, that. Then I'll post a picture of my son. He's 16. He's in culinary, of the cooking he does. Make yourself personal. Nobody's doing that because it's not the right thing to do. I will tell you, LinkedIn works. I had a woman that I worked with at Channel 4 and Fox 25, now 25 years ago when I was an accountant. She had sent me both her stepchildren. They have both closed with me. They have both referred me other business. And she said to me, thanks, Ed. I said, what do you mean thanking me? I should thank you. Because no, you built my relationship better with my stepchildren than it was before I introduced you.
Wow.
That is why we do what we do.
That's amazing.
So
can you point directly to business that you're getting through all this?
So yeah, we have in my business 3 legs of the stool. Leg 1 is realtor referrals. Leg 2 is past client referrals. Leg 3 is social media or other referrals, networking groups, chambers, accountants, divorce attorneys. So every year, closed business, every piece that goes in, I am coding where it's coming from. So absolutely, there's some I can directly correlate to social media. Then there's some, when I go back, I used to say, well, no, it's the me factor. They knew me. They didn't talk to me in 15 years. The last time I saw them was at an event. It's not the me factor, it's social media. Because where did they remember me? They saw me there. I've had people that I've talked to 20 years ago, you're so easy to find on the internet. I put your name, you pop up 12 times, so I found your cell phone. It's that kind of thing. Is social media the only way to do it? No. I spend my mornings, every morning I have a database. I call every client's birthday, and the birthdays that I call, if it came from a realtor, I'm calling the realtor. Hey, Joe, it's Eddie Maloney. Just wanted to remind you, it's Mike's birthday. Joe doesn't know that's Mike's birthday. Joe may not even care that's Mike's birthday. Joe might care, and he goes, wow, that's great. I'm going to put it in my database. But Joe knows I'm different than any other mortgage person. On my clients' home anniversaries or loan anniversaries, I'm calling them as well. Might just be, hey, you got a 2% rate. It's great. If you ever need anything, call me. Renting stinks. Who do you know that's renting? I'm a fisherman. I had a friend do the fluke flounder things for me. I send out 300 handwritten note cards a year. 300. 6 a week, 50 weeks a year. 300. People say, does it work? I don't know. It keeps me consistent, keeps me top of mind.
That's fantastic. So I interviewed Brandon Berkmeyer last show, a couple shows ago, and he was all about what you're talking about. You're not only building a presence online, you're building a presence locally, face to face, and that is translating, they're feeding each other. It's very authentic, it's very real. A good.
And so I think the problem, Joe, is everybody thinks the internet's going to fix everything. And it doesn't. If you're not out still socially in the area, in the environment, one of the things we did for some of our supporters is prepared hero blanket. Instead of, you throw this, if you had a fire in your stove, you throw this on instead of using fire extinguisher. Why is that important? First of all, most of my people know my son is a paramedic fireman. My dad was fire chief in my hometown. I reimburse every first responder at closing for their, been doing it for 10 years. It differentiates me. It's something, if you start doing things you care about, it's much more fun. You do stuff you don't really want to do, it shows.
Yeah, standing. So you going away, I assume you take vacations.
We live on Cape Cod, so a lot of our vacations are here. This year, me and my wife went to the Mall of America in Minnesota. So we did that. She's a horseback person, so her and my daughter will do a couple of trips a year. But we really do a lot more locally because we're right here.
When you do go and do travel, do you can some of your posts, or do you just let it go because everything just
I'm a seat of the pants kind of guy. So today, I would have struggled. If you gave me something to read, I would have been stuck. Right. I'm a seat of the pants kind of guy. And my thing is no, because even when me and my wife were in Minnesota, she did pictures of us on the Mississippi River. I did a picture of myself, all these big, big buildings with a cigar in my mouth. Caption this. So the answer is no, I don't. Do people? Sure. Ed, do you find that efficient? Well, for me, I do, because I am very, very number oriented and meticulous in certain areas. Every morning, I'm calling my database, where people, as we know, have call reluctance. I have zero of calling people that are past clients. They like me. No offense, calling cold realtors, not so much fun. That's why I call Joe and say, Joe, who are 4 realtors that you like, that you think are good? I'd call them. I'm not cold calling realtors. If I had to, that would give me the sweats. So everybody does things differently.
Yeah, that's fantastic, Ed. And what about your company? I know they're scratching the head at what you're doing. Aren't there some concerns about regulations in the mortgage world and what you can say and can't say?
Huge regulation things. So I stay away from anything to do with rates. I know you could do APR and stuff. I just stay away from it. Because the fact of the matter is, it's not my rate, it's your rate. What do you mean by that? Your credit score, your loan to value, your PMI or not, everything. You're a first-time home buyer. You fit an income bracket. When people call me and say, what's your rate? I don't know, because everybody's different. And it's what's your rate, not what's mine. So the reality is I stay away from any compliance issues. I've had the auditors in many times over my 21-year career. Where auditors have issues are, you say, I have the lowest rate, or I have X, Y, Z, because you got to have APR. Stay away from that. Mine is a message. My message is as follows: with time and a plan. So I've had people file bankruptcy. Bankruptcy attorneys call me sometimes when they have a client filing. So they have a plan in 2 years and 1 day. FHA allows you to get a loan. Right after they file the bankruptcy, I'm working with them to go get a secured credit card at a local bank to build their credit. That's the accountant in me. So the answer to your question, Joe, is I've had no issues.
Yeah. So go into explain mortgage banker, lender versus brick and mortar.
Okay. So you have banks, big banks, well, I name Bank of America, TD Bank, local banks, Cape Cod 5, Middlesex Savings, Bank of North Carolina, whatever. Those are local banks. They may portfolio some of their loans. They usually sell them to Fannie and Freddie, and that's all they have. Then you have the mortgage broker, which I am not, which they do not underwrite their own files. They send them to different lenders. And back in the day, pre-08, in my own opinion, the opinion of Ed, they were great because there was a lot of flexibility. But then the rules changed. A mortgage banker is guaranteed rate, Fairway, us, Rocket Mortgage for that matter. We're all different, but we are a mortgage banker. What does that mean? We lend our own money, we close in our own name. We may or may not service the loans, but a lot of the big banks sell their servicing off to others. Why do you think a mortgage banker is the best of all worlds? As a broker, as a former accountant, I want control. I have my own underwriters. I have 2 dedicated underwriters that touch all of my files. I'm blessed. The last 10 years, I've been top 5% in the country every year in volume. I don't say that from a cocky standpoint. I say it because I love what I do. And if you love what you do, you don't have to listen to how everybody else tells you what to do. You can do it your way. So as a mortgage banker, we fund our own loans. We sell directly to Fannie and Freddie, which means we know their guidelines. We also have other investors that brokers would have for bank deposit loans, or which is for somebody that doesn't have tax return income, or ITIN loans, which is somebody that doesn't have a social security number. So that's the 3 differences. Some would say big bank works better. I will tell you, the big bank, if you've got $3 million with Chase, they may come up with a unique product for you. Back in the day, the little broker, because before 08, it was done on profit and this, that was a great place to be. I personally think the mortgage banker world is the best. I've given some of my big competitors. What's the difference of Equity Resources and the other? We're about $1 billion to $2 billion shop. We have one owner, no private equity money. We are direct with Fannie and Freddie. We actually subservice probably 60% of our business, which is more than some of our local banks in New England. And why do I stay here when I'm recruited? Because I believe in raving fan service / Ritz-Carlton service. I could be as passionate about this business, but if I don't have the people behind me, the underwriters and things that want to do things efficiently, it doesn't matter. And that's the differentiation with me is it is all about the client experience because my phone rings again. And sometimes the realtor's phone rings again because of not just what the realtor did.
Yeah, that's interesting analogy. You have your Farmer Ed doing all this fun stuff, and then you mentioned the service. High-end quality service.
Ritz-Carlton. Ritz-Carlton to Farmer Ed. Yeah.
I'm a Four Seasons guy. No, I wish I were.
Yeah.
So Ritz-Carlton, they don't seem to match. So how does that work?
I love that question. I love it. So I believe people want to do business for people that are real. They don't want the suit and tie and all that. That's from the past. You want to be likable. You want to be known. Then, because if you're just known for mortgages, like, oh my gosh, Joe's talking about mortgage again, Ed's talking, they want to follow you because they want to, wow, he's funny. Wow, he talks about, and then you drop in mortgage. To me, I probably have 4 personal or fun to every mortgage. So to me, the answer is people can enjoy me and then see, wow, he provides a great service. So it's combining both. Back in the day, you had to be that formal person. I'm more excited when people send me a text on gratitude, because that's one of my biggest things. My boat is called the Attitude of Gratitude. That or memes on fishing, because I know I'm top of mind. Then I know that people don't get a mortgage every day, Joe. They might get their coffee every day. You're an end of the aisle thing, just like a realtor. You're the end of the aisle. They don't get to use you every day. You want to be top of mind. You don't want them puking that you're in their face all the time with real estate. You want them to go, oh, wow, my sister's getting a divorce. I talked about divorces once on one of his things. And he's fun. Let me reach out to Ed. That's how it is, the combination. I am known for making sure commitment dates, state of Massachusetts, we have commitment dates that are before closing. My commitment are out 7 days before commitment date. If not, everybody knows. Everybody knows. And I had a realtor once say to me, why do mortgage people the day of commitment date extend? And I laughed. And she goes, why are you laughing? I go, in 21 years, I've never done that. Never once. It's not hard to differentiate yourself when you give up care.
Right.
Be very careful with my language today. A care. If you truly care, it's not the hardest business. Are there times I lose to people that I think are unethical, or I'll use the word scumbags, because they will tell a person the rate's so low and not explain that they're paying 4 points to get that rate. I show people all options. It's the former accountant in me. I've been told I'm the unpaid consultant. A lot of what I'm doing now, Joe, is talking to people that are 22 to 40 that maybe in 2-year leases or different things. People are like, why? Because they deserve the education.
Right.
My oldest first-time buyer, oldest in my career, 73 years old. My youngest first-time buyer got 3 at 19 years old.
Nice.
That's fun. Educate. Give up your gifts, guys. Teach, because that's what's fun. I get a lot. I ask for people right now. If anybody on this, I'm licensed in Mass, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Maine, and Ohio. Who do you know that you love, that you care for, that's renting? I don't care what it is. I would love to talk to them. Why? Because they deserve education. And what's an education call look like? It's a Zoom or a phone call, 10 minutes to 30 minutes. We go through debt to income. We go through what a gross income is, credit, down payment assistance. We're not pulling their credit for any of this. This is just education. And they're asking questions. I love doing these. Why don't more mortgage people do them? Because it doesn't pay them today, period.
Right.
For me, I am able to have those legs of the stool, as I said. Those are my stronger legs. I have mortgage friends that get 90% of the business from realtors. It's just not me. I bring value to realtors, but I'm not the guy with his hand out all the time. Because, as you know, your whole industry has changed with the regulations,
Yep.
with people, referral fees, their comp, Zillow, all the different things. I've always been about consumer first. It's worked well for me. And I have fun. People say to me, when am I going to retire? I'm 52. I probably won't retire until I'm 70. People are like, are you nuts? I'm like, no, I love what I do. And feel free to follow me on Facebook or LinkedIn. My name's just Ed Maloney. And you'll see I have a good time.
So same content on LinkedIn, same content on Facebook?
Very different. Very different.
Thanks.
So on LinkedIn, I'm leveraging industry contacts, a lot about sales ideas, a lot about leadership, maybe some things about renters or some others, but totally different. And then I do add some personal side there because nobody does on LinkedIn. As I said, maybe a proud moment of my son in cooking, or maybe recharging and me being out fishing or a cigar and a beer. But it's very, very different, where Facebook is just all me, have fun, that kind of thing. I have a good friend. His name's Pete Hill. He served our country overseas for several years and then served here. This is year 2. I have been a conduit. I'm not the one doing it. Put out on Facebook and LinkedIn. You probably saw it. I did a sock drive. Last year we did November. I got 645 pairs of socks. As of today, I have 1,210 pairs of warm socks for our veterans that I'm going to deliver to Pete next week. And he will deliver to shelters for veterans. And then he knows some veterans that live in the woods. We also this year have 130 hats and I think 50 gloves. It all came from me just posting on LinkedIn and Facebook. Joe, people want to do the right thing. You can get on Amazon. If you've got $5 and you know somebody with an account, free shipping, you can buy a pair of socks. It is wonderful. I do it because I care. People are like, oh, you do a great job. No, I'm a conduit. I've been given the gift to have views. I have 5,700 followers on Facebook. You're only allowed 5,000 friends. I think I'm up to 8,000 on LinkedIn. And, to me, it's about quality more than quantity, because my engagement level is higher than most, because I think I try to provide fun and info and not just mortgage stuff.
How much time you spending on social a day?
It is random. It's like people say, how many hours a day do you work? Well, I'm fishing some, I'm driving in my car some, I'm sitting down picking up horse poop and smoking a cigar some. So the answer is, I'll do it 2 sides. One, our ability to communicate with our clients and go to their homes or see them at events is much lower. So I might spend an hour, hour and a half doing PMs to people on LinkedIn or Facebook, or doing some likes and posts, maybe an hour, hour and a half, maybe another 40 minutes, if that, on pictures that end up. Because if I'm fishing, I'm taking a bunch of pictures that I'm playing. It's part of my fun, so it's hard for me to measure. What you asked earlier is, do I can and do I believe time blocking for me is bad. I believe everyone should have event blocking. What do I mean? Start your week with what you want to accomplish. I want to go to 4 networking events. I want to go get my hair cleaned up. when I do, I want to bring my business cards. Because then on Monday you go, okay, I've only done this much. What am I going to do? When I see people time block, they put it in their calendar and they just move it. At the end of the week, they haven't done it. It says these are the things or a board. At the end of the week, they can't hide from it.
But you do your time blocking every day in the morning and you make any calls.
Well, but okay. Let's say I had a realtor breakfast, or I had a commercial insurance guy breakfast this morning. He used to be a TD Bank guy. Now he's Rogers Gray. He's done 3 loans with me. He's sent me business. We went out to lunch. He lives now in Pittsfield. So went out to breakfast. So I didn't do my calls till later on. I still have 7 to do today. Those 7 will be done before I leave, and 4 of which will get a note card.
Nice.
So I don't really time block. It's there in the morning, but it's going to get done by the end of the day. Now, there's some days that if they're anniversaries and not birthdays, they can go a few days out because people don't care that they closed on the 10th or the 15th. They're just surprised that I'm calling.
That's what you're doing is just.
It's simple, though. People say it's all these things. I'm a real simple dude. Simple. I find in my industry and yours, the biggest problem is people will not call people. They will not pick up the phone. They think they annoy people. If you provided great service during the process, if you really gave up care during the process, which I think is the problem a lot, that's so darn easy to call. I would rather call a client 10 times over than call a realtor that I don't know.
Right.
And you ask any realtor, you deal with realtors all the time. You guys are getting calls from 10 people. Oh, Joe, I did a sale. I was the mortgage guy on a sale with you 16 months ago. Okay, great. I have 5 mortgage guys. Like, you want to get lunch? No, I don't want to get lunch. When I do call a realtor, usually I've warmed it up. And my first question is, hey, Joe, I know you're busy. Can I ask you a quick question? Sure, what? Joe, do you do any work with first responders? And I shut up. And they either say one of 2 things. Yes, I do. Great. How's that going? No, I don't. Would you like to? And then I say, can I send you an email with our thing that I provide to people for first responders where I reimburse? Sure thing. Boom. Then I follow up. Also, one other tidbit I give a lot of people is most realtors and mortgage people had a different career before, whatever it is. I spoke at Copeland Chevrolet the other day. They had 27 employees there. Their sales guy is a friend of mine. He's promoted. I never say when people have done a mortgage with me, but he's gone online and said it. And he had a Corvette Yeti and said, can we do a contest with that? So we did. And I went to his general manager and said, hey, do your people want renting problems on Cape? Yeah. He had 27 people in a room for a pizza party that he paid for. I offered to. He's like, nope. We talked about debt to income, credit. One guy asked me, if you had a felony, could you get a mortgage? Question I'd never heard before. It was a great question. And yes, you can. We can't discriminate against that. Can't discriminate against age. Where am I going? Where I'm going is I challenge every mortgage person and realtor that follows Joe, go back to your past careers. These people should like and trust you. Let them know what you're doing. Ask them. Use LinkedIn. Remind them. Be a giver, not be a taker. If you were a car salesperson before, call them and say, can I promote you? If you were an accountant before, call them and say, can I promote your job opportunity? Be a giver. We can all give. Kindness is out there.
And I don't know where to go from here. I think this is fantastic. Your words are gold. I'm hoping
It's
people
from the heart.
follow Ed. You're doing good stuff, and don't try to mimic Ed.
No.
Mimic is fearlessness, right?
You got to find your own thing. And I was talking to a younger loan officer the other day, and he's a grinder. He's going to do great in this business. He's out of Ohio. He's phenomenal. And I said, Mr. A, why don't you do this? You got to do some social posts. You're always the business. I said, and he's a 20-some-odd-year-old. I go into your closet, pull your baseball cards, throw them out there. It's like, why? I go, because all I hear is how great you are at mortgages. No one's going to listen anymore. And your peers are the ones that are going to buy, but they're going to be turned off. And he's like, so I can take a picture of my dog? I'm like, yes. Joe, the other day I had 2 name tags, one in one color, one in the other. I posted it. I had 820 impressions. Stupid. I'm sorry. That's crazy. That people are like, oh, this one's too small. It's not. I didn't even wear the name tags. They were there and I put it out there.
That's
Please follow me on Facebook. I can't take many more friends until you convince Facebook. Reach out to me. So Joe will post my info, but my cell is 774-573-0329. My email is emoloney@callequity.net. I don't care if it's not even about a mortgage. If you just want to chat, you want to chat about fishing, You want to invite me to North Carolina to go fishing? If you're on Cape Cod and want to fish, whatever. I love talking to people. And again, licensed in Maine, Rhode Island, Mass, Ohio, and New Hampshire. Again, tell people what it is you do, guys. I think you saw here, I was fun. But every once in a while, I'm dropping in what I do, who I am, why you should work with me, because I enjoy it. One last thing is when people ask me why me versus somebody else, let's say Joe gave 3 names in Mouse. So they're all going to be good. Joe gave all 3. I'm the only bald guy. And I say, I believe I care more than anybody else. And once again, I shut up. And now I've had people say, prove it to me. Prove it to me, Ed. I said, fine. Look at my Zillow and Google reviews and look at the other 2. Don't look at how many stars. Read through them. If you don't feel it, then we're probably not a fit.
Outstanding.
If you get people to write, they're going to write their heart. They're going to write what they think. If you didn't do a good job, you really got to look in the mirror.
Outstanding, Ed. I so appreciate you coming on and sharing what you're doing. I think your first story of how afraid you were when you did your first shot and you didn't stop. You kept going and you've created something that is so unique. Not just your business, you're serving a lot of people and you're doing some great stuff. So,
Joe, one last comment back to the purple unicorn. People say, why the purple unicorn? We all have stuff in our head. My team has learned. I go, what's your purple unicorn today? And what it means is what's getting in your way? What is messing you up? Is it too nervous? They're going to not like me. Who cares? You're leaving a voicemail. Is it? For me, treadmill. I hate the treadmill. My wife's phenomenal on it, but I got diabetes, so I got to get on the treadmill. The purple unicorn is my head. 98% of the stuff's between these 2 ears. So the purple unicorns become synonymous with me too. And it's find things that are out there. People make fun of me. I could care less. Be true to you, not everybody else. I appreciate you, Joe. Next time you're down on the Cape, I owe you a lobster roll and a beer. I would love to see you. And thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks so much, Ed. Appreciate your time.